I'm doing a video to look back on 2021, but don't worry, I'm going to be doing a 2022 goals video for music, so that will be coming next. But I wanted to take a look back at 2021. So I feel like I did a lot more than I thought I did, because I went back and I made like a little video, like slideshow kind of thing that I'm gonna have at the end of this video. So you will see that, but for me, it was a lot. I know that, you know, it's really easy these days to compare yourself to everyone else who's doing everything online. But for me, for my personal growth, it was a lot for me. And I'm hoping to bring a lot into the next year. And I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I want to help be part of the people that break the cycle of comparing yourself to other people who are trying to do similar things to you. So if that's you, if you're feeling like you're comparing yourself to other people, stop, because it doesn't help you. It just doesn't help you. So at the beginning of 2021, my goals were to put out Paralyzed Eyes, which I did, and to either start working on a third single and release, or start working on my second EP. I did work on a third single for like a day, and I think that was like end of 2020-ish, but I don't remember exactly. But it didn't work out. It wasn't one that I wanted to continue doing, but I did start my second EP, and I'm really excited for that because I started it back in March, and I'm still working on it. I'm pretty close to finishing, but it still might be a little bit, but it's okay. Like, I'm enjoying the process, and as much as I would love to constantly be putting out content, I would rather it be something that I know that I worked hard on, and me living, you know, a normal-ish life, having a day job. I can't go in the studio multiple days a week anyways, so it is a long process, but I have been really enjoying the process, because when I could make this a whole video, and I've probably talked about it throughout all of my videos anyways, but when I first started out, I just didn't know very much of anything, just kind of threw myself into it. And the more we did things, the more I learned, and the more I started to, you know, experiment at home on GarageBand and learn different things. I'm sorry if I sound like a little nasally. Side note, I just like sneezed a couple times. Okay, so I've gotten to experiment on GarageBand, and that's been a lot of fun, and I kind of want to up my game for next year, so I'll talk about that in the next video. But yeah, I've had so much fun just trying out new things, and I'm really, really excited for this second EP, and I've worked so hard on it already. And like, honestly, for someone who's a musician, I don't listen to music very often, and I honestly listen to my EP right now more often than anything, because I practice vocals in the car, and then I love listening to my finished songs because I'm just so excited. And yeah, I mean, if I didn't like my own music, that'd probably be bad anyway, so that's, you know, it's fine. So another goal that I had that I did not achieve is I wanted to do one performance minimum a month. And I'm pretty sure I only did like 2. I did a live stream in January, and I did one open mic sometime in the spring that was not that great. And I'm not worried about it. I would love to perform. I do not like having to play an instrument and accompanying myself, so that is kind of my main issue. Plus, practicing just takes up so much time, and I'll probably bring this up in my next video, but I have a lot of interests beyond music, and when you work a day job and you're trying to do all these things, there's only so much time in the day, and then you also have to be like a human and do like normal human things. So I'm working on just kind of figuring out what I want to do. But another thing about the performance thing, and I might make this a video, so if anybody's interested, let me know. I don't like, as far as I've gone so far, I've been to the Bluebird, the Douglas Corner Cafe, Coco's Cafe, what's it called? Belcourt Taps. There might be another place, I can't remember. But so far, oh yeah, there is one other place, but I don't remember the name. I don't really like going to open mics. Okay, I actually went to another one in the town that I live in, but I went with friends all the time, so it was a lot more fun, but those friends have since moved away. But anyways, I don't like doing it, and that could be a whole video in itself, and I really want to talk about it, so maybe I'll just make it a video even if nobody else cares. I really want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it here. But I will, I'm going to try and find ways in the future or this year to kind of change that or make it better for myself. So we'll talk about that in the next video. But so yeah, that's not something I didn't really accomplish, but there has been, regulations due to the pandemic. So, we can only do so much anyways. So then the other goal I had was to put out more content on my YouTube channel. And I have done that for the good bulk of the year. I was doing that. I put out my month in music videos. I put out some videos talking about being an independent artist. I did some super fun reaction videos to my old cringy covers and stuff like that. And so that was kind of fun. I'm not sure what I'm going to do exactly for this year. I kind of have some ideas, but so if you have any ideas, let me know. But I stayed pretty consistent with it, and for me, that's a huge accomplishment because I've always wanted to be a YouTuber because I kind of grew up with the generation of, when YouTube wasn't a thing where it's like a job, like it became a job for a lot of the people that I started following back then, which is fine and great, but like I always wanted to do that too, but for fun. So the fact that I stayed consistent and like kind of did some things, just like, it's a really good feeling for me because I was doing stuff that I love, and if not a lot of people liked it, that's okay. If I didn't get a lot of views, that's not really what I was worried about. I was just trying to stay consistent and see what I can do. So hopefully this year, I was gonna say next year, but this year, we'll put out more. I don't know exactly for music, but I have something else in store. So you're just gonna have to watch my other videos to know what that is. Sorry, this is a side note, but I live on a busy street and there's always a lot of cars going by. And sometimes I notice when there's a loud one, but sometimes I don't. So if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry, I don't have top-notch equipment. So anyways, I think those were all the goals that I had. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just super grateful for everything that I have done this year, last year, and for like the studio is probably going to the studio, and my vocal lessons were like the two major musical things that helped me, like going into the studio and working on GarageBand at home and trying out new sounds and going through things and just kind of mixing it up, and yeah, and just kind of also kind of letting go a little bit. Like for my second EP, I originally wanted to have all of the songs ready before I started, and then I only had like 3 songs, and I was like, okay, well that's fine for now, and then we'll just add more. And I ended up only using one of those songs, and then I started writing songs as I went. I have them all written now, but it just, letting go, and it's like that saying, life happens when you're making plans. But so yeah, I planned to do one thing and it just ended up another way, but it ended up fine. And I'm so excited for this EP because it's pretty different from what I've put out so far, and I'm just so excited about it. It's probably going to be a while before it comes out, but I'm going to try my best to do what I can to get it out as soon as possible. But yeah, and then vocal lessons has been super helpful because I've always struggled like with confidence, and I've always been like terrified of like technique and just like being like, oh, that's gonna suck all the fun out of doing, vocals or singing and all that. But really, it's kind of nice because like when I'm in the vocal lesson, I'm forced to do the techniques, you know what I mean? and then, you know, I can practice at home and force myself to do the techniques. But since I'm forcing myself to do that, when I do go into the studio or I do go to perform, that becomes, you know, a habit, and I don't have to think about it as much when I'm performing because I'm already, you know, doing it so often outside of that. So it's like translates into it, if that made any sense. But so that's been really helpful. So I can't really think of anything else, but that was my 2021, and now I will roll the clips I have of all of my 2021, and I've set it to the instrumental version of Paralyzed Eyes because we worked really hard on that song, and I think the instrumental is really, really, really good, and we worked a long time on it, and this way you can enjoy the instrumental without hearing my lyrics. But if you do want to listen to the song, I'll link it down below and link everything as always, and I will see you in the next video.